your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. 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 Talk your face off.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yo.
We needed one more yo, so
Yo.
he took care of it. Hey, speaking of yo, check that out. See all that? Lights outside now.
Fancy.
No.
I know. Look at that.
Like, can see us from everywhere now on the river. Neighbor comes up the river. He's like, we can see your house from so far down.
Nice.
So
definitely.
What's up, man? We got a lot of little things to talk about.
We do. It's been
What's this thing going on here?
I'm channeling my inner 15-year-old.
Nice.
My wife hates it, and I can never really grow one. So I'm like, I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna try starting at the beginning of October, so I can have something that's okay for Movember. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not very optimistic about it, but that's just the way it goes. I'm playing around with some of these lights, so I got to talk to you later about something potentially for next week. But got some cool toys to play with.
Gonna be lit next week, huh?
Potentially. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So what's new with you?
New my Trick RC lights there, Pablo, says Racing Case87.
Maybe.
I'm
gonna see if I can
new things coming. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get it lit up. I don't know if this battery has any juice in it, so I'm gonna see. I'm gonna play around with it.
Nice.
We'll see if they work.
Roadside RC, what's going on?
Ooh.
Dad's RC Garage, right, man? Party lights.
Look at these.
What are those?
They're called they're called Trick Flex. And so I talked to him about it. These are going on part of your build. So what's cool is that there's a housing that he's sending me, and then you can bend them around and put them in your headlights and stuff. And
so they have like halo lights?
Yeah. And different accents. So I got different colors. So
holy crap.
That's like reddish orange. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, they're pretty cool. So I'm like,
wicked.
Yeah, and they work on his controller. He's got a pretty cool controller for all of this, so you can do all kinds of good stuff with it. But this is the first time I got him yesterday, but I had a board meeting, so I was like, I'll
You got so bored you had to have a meeting?
Yeah. I was like, well, I won't have time to play with them until tonight. So, Ooh.
That is fire. Look at that. Oh,
that's cool. Those are cool. They're hard to explain what they look like. They're
like bluish for us, like purple blue.
Yeah. I don't know if. Yeah, they're pretty.
It shows up really weird on the screen, especially you're on your skin. It's kind of.
Yeah,
that's really neat.
I don't know if I can turn off this light. Let's see.
Dad's RC Garage, great. Something else I need to buy.
I know, right? So they're pretty. I mean, they can run more than one at a time. They've got. I don't remember all the colors they got, but I think I got white, red. Is this yellow? I don't know what color this is. I don't know. But I got something to play with, and we'll see what it works. What's that?
These are, if there's any fishermen in the group, they're just on my desk. I was going to just throw them away because there's a couple of them. These are the best swim baits that I have ever used. It's all I want to use ever for fishing anymore. are these in the green pumpkin color.
Ooh,
So if there's fishermen watching, these are just bass slayers.
nice.
Caught my last boat bass today. Took the boat in, have it stored for winter.
Ah, weatherized, huh?
Yep. Nice. Look
I
at all the
don't,
color
I don't think
options.
you can see that, but
Can you change the colors of them, or they're the color that
they're the color that they are. But so
I
this
see
was
like an orange?
yeah, so it's like red. It's red over here,
Yep, that's definitely
um,
red.
and then there's
Orange?
white,
Oh, it's white. Okay.
and then blue.
I must just be seeing your shirt pick up in it.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I was going to talk to you about maybe having him come on next week,
Oh, that'd be really cool.
and then he can talk about this and some of the other products. Because so did you see? Did you get it? You commented on it, that video that I posted with the Lazarus. I posted 2
Yes.
videos.
Yes.
So those are all his lights on there, and they
Ah.
are just like, they look awesome on that. And tomorrow,
The truck itself, everything about it looks well. The indoor, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the location, everything is just mad insane. So
Oh, I'm pumped because tomorrow it's been raining here again, but tomorrow it's supposed to be sunny and 68, and so we're going to go back out there. But I'm taking the Halo truck, and remember
yeah,
the Halo had all
where
the
you
lights on
skinned
it.
it. Yep.
Yeah, and it's got all the lights on that one too. So that one should look really cool out there. But
Nice.
very excited. So
Pimping it out.
yeah, so he's got some really cool stuff. And these are new. I mean, there's nothing like this on the market. So what's cool is that he's making these like bezels. Dude, he's got some cool stuff in the works for these, like for accents that are on the stock components for cars. And so they kind of just pop right in, and it follows a track. It looks good. So I'm excited for him to talk about it, because we talked about it for a little bit, and they definitely look cool. So yeah, something new. Very cool to talk to, like, when you see it's hard to like fathom what they could do. And I won't show you the pictures that he sent me yet. But because I don't know if they're on the website or the stuff that he was working on.
Right.
But the stuff that this can do for accents is really cool. So the Gecko Trails did a while ago, he did the DeLorean, and it had the lights that went all the way around the DeLorean, like the Back to the Future DeLorean. And he used this on that as a prototype.
Yeah. How can you choose the length that you want it to be?
Yeah, so he's got, and this is all new to me. So he's got 3 different lengths. One's 70 mil, one's like 110, and then I think the other one's like 140 or something like that. They're weird. Like one's super long, one's like a good like foot long kind of a thing. Oh, it might be 400 mil, I think is the other one. I don't know. It's on the website now though.
Yeah.
So what's going on, guys?
Hey, Jeff Brown's in the house.
Just need a Slam 94 Nissan hard body.
Yep.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Glad to see Jeff in the chat again.
Yeah.
I saw Dana before this. So I was actually getting on my other, if people saw me looking over here, looking like I'm just looking away from you because I don't like what you're talking about, because it's all about lights.
That's cool.
I was actually looking up something else. But so this, I'm dubbing it my Dana Killer truck.
Nice.
So I need something that I could maybe beat him with. So that's where I got the name for it. And I have some links coming from RC Steve 710. He custom bends links for different chassis and different things that are really nice. So
oh, cool. Are they like brass or something, or stainless?
I think he has different materials that he uses. I didn't ask. I just am going with probably stainless. There's other ways to add weight. I don't need the brass ones. Just bend too easy, honestly, in my opinion. The links, if you fall off a table or something, they can get out of whack pretty easy.
Sure.
So I'd rather not do them brass. But anyway, this is my hard park. So I was looking for links for it, and I saw that he had links on his list for it, and I asked him about it. So, and he also does the steering links for them, but I already had the 3Flow 9 RC ones for it
Mm.
with the little like bearings on the front. So
Mm.
your steering links kind of roll up things.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then what else did I have for this? Oh, I just have their inner wheel weights. So that's why I had to do the special
right.
links. So these are their knuckles, and you can add weights into them all. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's cool. Does
Yep.
he have a website or is it on Facebook?
He just messaged me all of his prices, so I don't know, like
Okay.
all the things that he does. So he
Okay.
has them for. I can actually just pull up the message and see. But Hard Park Goblin, Hard Park Dementor Links, just stock SCX24 ones, Killer Chassis ones, Super 8 Axle ones, Cheat Code ones.
That
So
might
yeah,
be
all the
something.
different things he's got, really cool. So let me show you. Let me pull up, because all of this. Let's see if I can find the link to that thing. All of this happened because he posted a link in a group for this chassis, like a 3D printed chassis, and I don't even remember what group it was now. I'm trying to look real quick. It was one of was it 24 scale or was it the Traxxas group? SCX24 mods. That's the group I think it was. And it was for the anyway, he posted a link in there for this chassis, but it showed links on it, and I'm like, what are those links that he's using? And so apparently they're ones he makes. So I know Dana had commented on that truck too. I'm trying to think of what it was.
He might be a source for custom links for me for that stretch that I'm looking at doing.
Oh yeah. So yeah. I mean, he sent a picture of some, and these ones did look like brass. I guess I can just show this.
I'm putting these on your car. Pink. You probably can.
The pink ones. You got all the colors.
I'm going through because I don't know what colors they got, and they all kind of look like the same kind of outer color, like a white kind of off-white cast color. So I'm like, ooh, that's exciting.
What I liked about the links that he had done was the upper ones kind of went out and in. They were bent from the top, and they look really good. But yeah, so they're really, look at the high clearance on that.
That's sweet.
Super high.
Oh, so those look like brass.
These ones do look like brass, but I don't know that that's what all of them are.
Those look
But yeah,
cool.
they were super high. So these ones look different than some of the other ones in the pictures, because the other ones actually met with the plastic, I think, different. Anyway. Yeah.
Very cool.
But I don't know if I haven't tested these wheels yet to see if they clear those hangers. But I'm hoping that they do.
Better get on that, Tony.
So, man, it's been so stinking busy around here these days.
Let's see if
barely hanging on. Oh, the green looks fantastic.
I was trying to find in the
you
dark.
didn't say there was a green one.
Yep.
You just said white.
Now you know.
Purple, blue, and then red.
Guess who's getting green on his headlights? Tony
Me?
CC. Yeah. Put green on those.
Winner. Somebody said I look tired. I think some of it's the lights in here. I think it's shadow different.
You haven't been.
It might be closer than normal. I didn't put on enough mascara.
Well, you know.
Yeah, it's getting like the.
Yeah. You got to get that cream that they show on the middle of the night where they put it on. It gets the bags under people's eyes.
Sandpit here in Michigan has been having Pro Moto MX races. What?
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
I had not seen that.
That sounds like fun. Cool.
You wish. Dana said I missed that one earlier.
So what else has been new? I didn't mean to hijack with these cool lights.
No, those cool lights are awesome.
I can't wait till.
I think we should have them on for sure to talk about it all. Give us all the deets.
Yeah, he's sending me some components to test them with. And so he said if I can get them on, he'd be happy to come on next week. If not, he'll make time to do it any time after that. So,
Okay.
Because I'd like to be able to show him on a truck, right? And
Yep.
be like, here you go. This is what it looks like. So he's got a kit that might be coming out for a Phoenix. So he's sending me some like prototype buckets for that. And so he has a Phoenix kit already, but for these particular tubes, I don't know what to call them. They're called Trick Flex is what they're called, I guess. But they're weird, dude. They're kind of fun to play with because he said be careful because they're a little fragile at the connection point because they're meant to be like stable, stationary.
Right.
But they're just they're pretty rad. I mean, look, they bend like you can't really see how tight that is, but it's a pretty tight little bend.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's way smaller than my finger. And I'm not
So
even.
where do you hide away the other light if you're doing something like that?
What do you mean?
For headlight, if you're only using a little bend like that, where would you tuck away the rest of it?
Well, no, that's the thing. The housing that he's sending, this goes around the headlight. And so it's pretty cool and it's on a different channel. So you could do it like that. I'm thinking about like applications of putting it like on a dash or somewhere to highlight an interior element. Lots of cool ideas. Or underglow. I mean, they're bright, but they're not like. He says that there's another thing. He's sending me this component that'll boost it. That'll make it even brighter. That I can put it because these. Okay, let me get back. Let me kind of.
This is cool news. I just want to hit it really quick while you're singing. Rich at the RC Network is posting videos again. I used to eat his videos up, man.
Oh yeah,
they were always so technical. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. There's this controller, which is like a programmable controller, I believe, where you could do it where it just has like the brake lights.
Yeah,
like actual.
You can trigger it from your receiver. Or you do it through the button on that.
I'm not sure.
Okay,
but I know it has all those functions on it, where you could do it where it's like the silly where it stops and it blinks one way or another, or it has the. So Harley's saying they're very hard to fix the things. Glue doesn't stick. Yeah. So what he's been working on and what I'm gonna do is
because of the material type.
Yes,
glue doesn't stick to it.
But what he's working on is like picture a grill that has an indent in it that it pushes in and it just sticks there. And so E6000 doesn't stick to it. Yeah, super glue won't stick to it.
So you almost need some kind of a hoop that you would glue to hold it.
Or or like that track, like the track that he's.
Yeah,
it's like 3D printed where it pops in and it stays straight and locks it in, and then you hide the ends.
Okay.
The other thing I'm thinking of is by 3D print, like designing a valley that's 3D printed. And then I know that glue doesn't stick to it, but Starbond has the thick clear glue.
Yeah.
And so if you run over that trough with the thick, darn it, my stupid computer. Sorry, I didn't realize the battery's dead. But you can run over it with a Starbond.
That kind of thing if you don't give them power.
I know.
They're needy.
So you can run the Starbond over it and then hit it with the activator, and it'll be like having you won't be able to pull it off ever, obviously.
Okay.
But it would have like that hard, clear epoxy protection on it, and that'll case it in whatever you 3D print the housing. I'll be right back. My charger's upstairs.
So as you know, I've been following all of this very closely with all the lighting stuff that I'm very apt to do to all of my rigs.
I know you're gonna get it. You're gonna get your truck, and it's gonna have it's gonna look like this. And you're gonna be like, I don't know what to do with it. It's just a bunch of wires. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just don't cut that one.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta get the charger.
Rat's nest. I know that from fishing. How to untangle. What do I got? So Crawler Tracks, I've got some stuff in the mail from them to work with and build. So that's going to be something I'm going to be working on. If you guys saw when we were at Axial Fest Badlands, and I think they were also at the Axial Fest West. I think they were set up there, but Crawler Tracks had pretty cool bridge, and they were developing like a mud pit that was expandable. And by mud pit, I mean you put like BBs in it, plastic airsoft BBs to simulate mud. And but it's something that's expandable, so that's kind of cool. But I don't actually know what's in the box, but I got it in the mail, so I'm gonna be working on that. But I really like the look of those lights that he's looking at right now. You're gonna love the hanger crawler tracks, the mud
Go to
pit
your
keeps
home.
ever expanding. Yes, Dad's RC Garage. Yes, we saw that and got some good video of it at the.
Whew. Barely made it.
You were almost gone,
Dude, it was like a sliver of red left on the laptop.
the sliver. I got a pretty close shave. The Losi's closest shave ever. I thought that was so funny when I saw you name that because he asked what I had to talk about. Oh, you know what I should have brought was that I got that Christmas.
Oh yeah.
What
So
are
you
those
bought
things?
one?
The 24 days till it's like what is the countdown called? The
Advent calendar.
Advent calendar, the Monster Jam one.
I didn't know you bought one.
Oh yeah, I almost bought a couple,
I would have bought one off of you if you bought a couple.
but they were not cheap.
I looked at them online. Yeah, I was like, oh man.
It was like $40 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have bought more. Because even Ryan Anderson's like, "Where'd you get that?" I'm about to get it right now. But
That's
my
awesome.
closest shave.
Look at that. Have you ran it yet?
No,
Oh,
I was working on the track today though, cleaning it up though.
nice.
Dude, the suspension stuff on it just looks so cool.
It does.
So I feel like they really nailed it. You know, I've been talking about getting one of these for a hot minute.
Oh
They've
yeah.
been out of stock for a while.
I didn't know they were out of stock.
Oh yeah.
So have you had a Baja Ray before?
No.
I was just wondering how similar they are.
Well, the thing that is not similar, and the reason I really wanted the new Baja Ray 2,
Uh-huh.
except that this one
Oh, the whole thing comes off, huh?
goes like this. Wait, I got two more. There are four,
Yeah.
but they're hidden away, which I like.
Is that what?
And
ripped
I
it
would
off?
rather take off 4 of those and do that and change my servo right away
Oh man, look at that.
that easily
Yeah, that's cool.
and get to my batteries with a nice drop down tray,
Yeah.
which, you know, could be better if it was Velcro, but
Or maybe
yeah,
that
it's
rubber
got several
stuff.
different spots on it. It does have rubber grip on the bottom, it looks like.
Well,
But
I mean, like
everything's tucked right there to get to.
That's
if you need
cool.
to change anything, even if you just want to change your receiver, you don't have to take off 100 body panels to get to it. It's right there sitting with an antenna up, which is kind of, I don't ever do that, but apparently they did on this one. Sway bars run through. I mean, it's just for being something that's so fully enclosed and scale looking,
Yeah,
in order to be able to just pull it apart like that
that's
and
cool.
get inside it
Wow.
is pretty cool. So yeah,
Oh yeah, that rear end's different. I forgot. That's what
the rear end's so nice.
Yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, they're just the geometry stuff that they did with it.
So is that the Hemistorm version?
This is that was so funny how that happened. They must have been crapping themselves.
Oh man,
what the heck?
I would have loved to be a fly on the wall when they saw that, and when whoever ran into the office, into the war room, and like, did you see this?
Yeah.
Like, did you see that? What's going on?
Yeah. So yeah, it's been on my want list. Again, they did sell them out, so
yeah,
they were back ordered for a bit.
Hey, LVC's in the house.
But
Nice.
it's all good. I just, you know, I actually now think that the blue one looks better. I'm usually the Fox guy. Like I would usually say Fox body for everything.
Yeah.
Especially for like resale, whatever. but the blue and white is just looking just straight up like the Razor logoing and everything.
Sure.
It's just so nice. But the Fox ain't bad either.
I want to see that going big.
I don't go big anymore. Like I'll go scale big.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Scale big. LVCRC, what's going on, buddy? He's in the house. Your monster truck videos are making me want to go out and play monster trucks again.
Yeah.
Love it. I
was actually just converting my whole side yard back to Monster Jam style.
Nice.
Jumps.
Yeah, whatever. I guess I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion of
Did you win with your crummy run last time?
I did.
It was the trick camera you did through the backflip ramp.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, got to sell that sizzle, man.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it sizzle though, but
oh, you know.
So I converted, but I ended up opting to go sand over in there because that's what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And the areas where I'd put the dirt down just weeded up so much already.
Oh yeah.
And so that's why I had to go and work on the track. Yeah. I want to shoot videos of this. I've got that Team Associated still to do a video on.
Oh yeah.
But it's been rainy here and gray and awful.
That's how it's been here too. So, do you have a phaser, or do you have the Datsun too?
I have the Datsun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the wheels and tires for the Datsun, the associated wheels and tires for rally for that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be converting that one over to rally, and then I converted my phaser, one of them, into.
Oh, is this what you were showing last week?
I don't know if I showed this last week.
Or maybe you just showed it to me.
Yeah, so.
No, because we were talking about the wheels lining up.
Yeah,
we talked about this.
We're lined up now. So I got this one's ready to go though. It's so that was part of this RC Resurrection thing that I'm going through, is getting some other cars like up and running again. So this, I had the Reese body on it, but I didn't want to blow up. Oh yeah, I remember showing you the Reese body. I didn't want to blow up that body, so I put this body on it. But I got the wheels and tires for the Datsun and a body for it. So I'm going to be converting that into rally and then being able to rally run that one. So that should be fun. But we'll see what's going on. Have you heard anything about this? So it's got a big BEC in it, apparently.
Huh.
But it's a small guy for
how
like
small? 14 scale?
No, well,
that like a go fast?
No, it's for, you could put it on a crawler, but it says you can use it for crawler and 14 scale like racer, I guess. I don't know what if is. But I'm going to use it for a crawler for my Jericho build.
Nice.
And so I'm excited to try that out because I got it comes with a big BEC apparently, or it's already built in. And I'm going to be a light-ish truck. Mine's going to be light-ish, probably around 13 pounds. No, just kidding. It's not going to be that heavy.
Harley was saying that the people didn't appreciate the Razor and crapped on it. Dude, I've wanted one. Like we were running those Yeti ones. We love those little things.
Yeah.
And just the look of it, like I feel like it's one of those items again where like people that own the real ones would be like, "Hey, that's really cool.
Yeah,
that'd be fun to have to put on my skin it to look like my 1-to-1."
Right.
And it's super scale with so much of what they did with it. That's what I like about it. But again, my whole style has changed from being send it big to like just drive it. Like I just want to drive them hard, but make them look good driving.
Yeah. Wow, this thing's small, dude. It's very micro.
Yeah, it is.
Harley says 7 pounds will overheat. Well, I'm going to make my truck 6.82 pounds to make sure it won't overheat. And if it overheats, I'm going to be like, Harley said. He said 7 pounds. I made it at...
The ones made after June 2023 have internal BEC.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That one does.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at.
Nice.
So,
Man, I've been over 7 pounds since the day I was born.
I'm hoping this truck won't be over 7 pounds. I don't think it will be.
Long live the venture.
Oh yeah, saw that.
I saw the first thing in the title of his video today. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Some people may be quaking in their offices after that.
Yeah,
Waiting.
I watched part of it and in silent mode, trying to read the subtitles, but I got the gist of it. I was like, oh, yeah, that's interesting. 7 pounds morning after Taco Bell. Ew. Ew.
He loses 7 pounds.
I know. What's the release from FMS? Anyone know? Is that the little crawler?
That wasn't that the one that he talked about on
Yeah, I thought
the
so.
show.
I forgot what it was called.
Wasn't it a Blazer, like a 79 Blazer? Was it that one? Oh, a 125
No,
bouncer.
the lemur. Yeah, is what it was called.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a lemur.
Isn't FairRC supposed to be doing some video
Maybe that was fair.
tonight? Maybe they were announcing it.
I don't know.
There's so many it's hard to keep up with in the 24 scale these days.
It is, and what's unfortunate, it's kind of unfortunate. I don't know if you feel this way, but it feels like they're just all rebranded. Like not all,
Yeah,
but there's quite a bit that are rebranded.
Well, the thing I don't love is when they're changing so much to do it. So like that's the one thing that SCX24 has going for it is like it's pretty much for as much as we complain that they leave so much of it the same. It just makes it, just a different body styling or very simple changes.
Right.
Where some of these are just like there's so much difference. It's like, what's the class for that? Like some people are gonna buy it. There's gonna be nothing to do with it. So yeah, it's like I'm trying to keep mine to a minimum of what I think are good. However, that LC80 I think is a top-notch release. That FCX 18, still super confusing in the numbering systems when it's about the same size as the FCX 24.
Yeah,
but yeah.
So speaking of new stuff, tell me about this Ascent.
I'm curious to see what Harley thinks about that.
Yeah.
Did he get one?
I don't know. I don't think he did.
I thought he said he was coming home to one when he was like, it was waiting for him back at his house when he was traveling across the U.S. at the end of his vacation, going to Vegas or whatever. And then
wishful thinking. Just kidding. No, I don't know.
I was actually shocked that I got a blue one.
He says, yes, he has one.
So if I would have sent me one, I would have probably been like, non-crawler boy gets the red one. Like, that's what I would have said. Like, if I'd have been in whatever meeting it was to choose somebody. And like, the people I have to choose from.
Yeah.
The person that's going to be able to speak to its compability is not this guy. So the red one goes to him, and he can say it trails really well compared to his other trailing trucks. So capability wise, out of the box, I was trying to think of what to compare it to, because it tackles so many things almost like what was that axial, the Capra, right?
Okay.
Go like just almost too easy for trailing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could just do anything on the trail with the Capra, and it's like, okay, give me something challenging.
So I heard you talk about the steering, And that was something that was really intriguing to me
Really good.
because I bought those servos. It's the same servo of the servo pack that I bought.
They're slow, but they're powerful.
Yeah, and
And they can be faster if you get a BEC to drive it up to 8.4 volts.
right, and that's what I was looking at. The only thing I don't like about them, and I compared it to a Reefs, is the noise. It's the they don't hum when they sit, but yeah, when you go wah, wah, like it just goes back and forth, and I'm like, ah. But for the price, dude, they are a good servo for so we went out and did a scale trail. We'll get to that later, but just the servo.
I have it right here, by the way.
Yeah, let's look at it because
I've already run this at our competition track as well.
Okay.
And I let other people that run the comp up there and have comp trucks run it.
What'd they think of the tires?
For a stock tire, they hooked up really, really good.
Yeah.
The only tires that I've ever had on trucks out of the box that were good were on the last Vanquish.
Okay.
The Phoenix RTR.
Yeah.
Were really good. In fact, this would kind of, I mean, it's not fit and finish, and it's a different style build, say, than a Phoenix.
Sure.
But the Phoenix was super capable out of the box, like beyond most ready to runs. And the tires are a big part of that, I think.
Yeah.
But at the price point that this comes in at, that's where it's really kind of
what's cool for a scale comp too is that the body's nice, but if you change the body and point it out for scale comp, it has a divorce transfer case, which gets you an extra point and, or a couple points. I don't remember what the point is for it, but so that's nice. And because it's essentially a Gen 8. It's a
9.
A Gen 9, yeah. So, but it's like a trimmed fat Gen 9, in my opinion. Like it just looks much more streamlined, like the transmission's thinned down a little bit. And it's, but like I said, those are kind of some of the most underestimated rigs that I think have been out there.
So, I mean, coming down to things like axles and a lot of other things, that's where your Vanquish and all that are going to really shine, which isn't at a terrible price point either. I was blown away at what the Phoenix came out at for ready to run. It was pretty mind blowing, especially with the radio you got with it, which was so good. And the tires were so good. And cage and lots of things that are very cool about it. But it's different. Like there's certain things like the body. If you do remove the rear and then, do a cage, that's kind of an interesting. The battery thing is weird for me. Like the batteries feels afterthought-ish on this one.
The battery tray?
Yeah. So I can pop this off. I actually like how the body flips forward. And it has that little clip up front. Just making sure I'm not going to knock a drink off the table here. But as you're seeing, I'm going to struggle to get this off because of how the battery is cinching and holding. It's kind of on there.
I think I saw was it your video that was talking about how you could just screw it into that little plate on the back?
Good. But like something there, it popped, whatever. I think the battery just, the way it's sitting on here is riding and pushing against.
Oh, I see.
These clips maybe, or it's locking on those black tabs that hold the body in place.
Yeah.
Something makes it not go back together well. I think that's what's hitting. And I'm just using a shorty pack. And so it can be a little finicky to get it lined up again.
Yeah, but
so it's kind of
change the body and you'll be fine.
But also the way that it's wired and the body is cut and you have to get your battery, it's super tight. Like this cable should have been longer because you have to flip your battery upside down to make sure that the wire's here in order to get it so it'll go low enough to get underneath this cutout on the body and in there. So I'm just going to cut a big bunch out of that, I think, just to make it hopefully fit better. So that's kind of a wish that would have been a little bit. Or you can put your battery here if you run really uber tiny ones because that's where the
comp
body,
battery.
that's where the back of the body would be, is right there. So it's got to be a super small comp battery strapped on there. So you can move these in for the shorty pack. So I could move these side. Wouldn't really help with the problem that I'm having with this little wolf pack.
That was the problem with the Gen 8 and the Gen 9 is because of that divorce transfer case and the transmission setup, the battery had to be like right over the center or at the very back was the only.
Yeah.
And for a comp truck, trying to get it up forward, Harley said something about that too. I just saw it, but you trying to get that battery low and forward is ideal.
Yeah.
And put it on.
So they're saying that they're putting the motor super low and different to get the weight. And I mean, you could run a small battery here and you can you remove all this and then you have the ability to screw your body on here. But I don't love the look of the rear end. If I were to do it without a back end, it doesn't look caged enough, and it doesn't come with a cage. So
how are those shocks?
They were all right.
Yeah.
There's definitely not a lot of room up or down. They're definitely limited because of them being like the comp shocks.
Yeah.
So it actually, I mean, it handled really pretty well. The guys that do the comps were shocked. They were running the lines that they'd done for the comp the night before, and they said some people were struggling with it with their built trucks, and this thing was with stock tires and everything handling it. They're grippy, these meaty tires, and I'm not usually a meaty tire kind of guy like these.
Yeah.
And you could just hear them gripping, trying to work.
Nice.
So
that's cool.
But yeah, I mean, it's overall, you can, if you get the all-in-one unit here, maybe brushless, this is built to hold another winch, like a winch servo. But again, for $300, less than if you do the red one, $289.
Right.
The red one, which may or may not fit into some of the classes because the fenders maybe cover the wheels a little. I don't know. Might sneak them into some of the classes. That's why the blue's weird to me. I don't do comps, so
yeah, that's
I don't know those rules and stuff exactly.
Addie's asked if it passed tech for C2. I don't
get with this body.
Yeah, this year with the rule change, I don't know. I haven't kept up on it because I haven't comped this year. But yeah, it looks like it's a little narrow.
Rules are the reasons I don't.
Right.
I don't want to sit and try and fit into rule sets of.
Crow Below had 2 comments. This one says he rocks a couple Gen 8s. They always treat them right. Like I said, I've been very pleased with ours. And he said, how come no one told him how good a Gatekeeper was? So it's like, the Gatekeeper, I think, is a great rig. If you got the stock RTR, those tires are surprisingly okay. I'm not a big fan of those closed. They're these with the closed. They don't have much space in the tread for out here. We need way more space in the tread. But once you get rid of that cage up top on the Gatekeeper, oh man, it's a way better deal. Look at that.
How tucked it is. I actually like the body stylings. I like how it looks.
You would.
So, and I like the blue steel color.
Yeah. Now all you need is your white servo horn, and you'll be perfectly set up.
I broke a white servo horn last week. DNF'd. It looks like I'm designing a new shirt here. Scramblers for life. Redcat stock tires for life, baby.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Should be fine for C2.
Nice. Nice. That's cool.
I think it would fit in our,
Speaking of comp stuff, we went to a scale trail event with War CRC this weekend. Scale trail out here is a how would I explain it? It's they set up a trail. No, the place where we went was good, but it wasn't as good as Endor. I think I'm gonna call it the Endor Trail from now on. I've never even seen the movie, but I can still call it that. Everyone's gonna hate on me for not seeing the movie, but we
Too
went
late
out
now.
Yeah. So the scale trail place, or what they do is they set up 50 gates and you just kind of keep light score. And you can tech in if you want to get your points down, but it's more of a gentleman's thing. And and so we went out there, and of course we were late. And then my son's like, I got to go bathroom. I'm like, okay. And then we walk all the way out there, and he's like, I got to go bathroom again. And I'm like, really? And so we had to walk all the way back. And then we got back out on the trail, and we were late, but it's like run as you come kind of a thing. And we start running, and we get like 3 gates in, and they start pulling the gates. And I was like, ah. So we ended up playing. We just stayed and played with a few guys out there and did some cool lines and got some cool video. I teased about RC Resurrection. So I've been taking some rigs and getting them back on the trail that we've had for a while. And this weekend I took the Charisma out on the trail. It's a Charisma Coyote. We've had that for a long time. And I took that on the trail, and dude, it was so much fun. It was like a tiny tire truck that I had. And I think you'll like the look of it. It's an old Jeep Wagoneer that's all rusted out looking that we did a 3D printed body on. So it was pretty cool. We did that. And tomorrow we're going to take out the Gen 8, and we repainted the body for the Gen 8. So it's the axial blazer body. It was purple, and now we did it with this olive drab and black. So that should look cool. I'm going to put some lights in it, hopefully tonight. It's not too
nice
late.
looking.
Thanks. So we're going to cruise that out, get some video of that out there at Endor. Should be fun. But it's been cool getting those, like, it was funny because I was like, oh, it's so much work to do. And it was like 10 minutes of work, putting an ESC in and putting a servo in.
I know. I have a few of those fixes that I'm just like, it's going to take it's probably going to take a minute, but then you get those ones where it should be so easy and it takes like 2 hours and you just are so mad.
Oh, I know.
Like the screw stripped out and you're like, you got to get a Dremel.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the problem with this one. I was trying to get the receiver to bind, and I was like, and then I realized at the end that it was that I was trying to bind it to my radio, not my daughter's radio. That's a different radio, different fly sky. And I was like, finally got it to work. So
we I had this guy from church text me and was like, hey, the kids were wanting to get some little mini RC cars, but I figured I should text you first because you've probably got some you want to get rid of. To which I'm thinking, not really. Like I don't get rid of the mini ones. I don't know why you would think that. Like, how many did we count last week? 30 some,
something like that. That's crazy. Yeah.
But I'm like, I could probably say, you want me to just stop by or whatever? Like, yeah, let me try and like find out what I got, like that I'd be willing to get rid of. Because I mean, I've got a lot. If you come and see it, but it's like I'm not just getting rid of them.
So you're like, I got this Emax here.
So I was just going around. I'm like, I got this blue Bronco that I was using for a video to like do a build series. So I'm gonna have to start that over. And then his kid's like, hey, I like the Bronco. That's what I wanted. And then another one wanted a Gladiator, was specific. I'm like, well, I got one that's really updated. I got my Identity Theft, and then I got my son's Jurassic Park one. And so we sold his Jurassic Park one. But yeah, so you go to do it, and then I pick it up, and it's like, we haven't hardly driven the Jurassic Park one, but you start driving, it's like, like it's just chattering. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's just be an easy sale, just like sell something you got that like you barely ever used. It's like, okay. So I put a whole new, I remembered I had a transmission in a box because somebody had bought one at Horizon RC Fest and blew his transmission. And so it's easier for me to just give him a new one that I had in the bag and just swap, like, because I didn't want him to be out, or whatever. Oh no, I just gave him metal gears. I swapped all his gears out for I had metal gears with me. Well, then his dad's like, hey, can you bulletproof mine too? I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. Like, I'm not like, we're here running an event. We're not like,
Yeah, tech guy.
whatever. But, you know, you just do it. Like, so I was like, sure. Like, but I just dropped in a different and took his out. So I had a good one. So I took the bad one or whatever I done. I don't know what I did somehow, but I swapped it. So I had a good working, just brand new transmission in the box. So I just dropped that into the Gladiator and then put metal gears in the one that was all chippy for me. And so now I've got like one just ready to drop in. But it was one of those things where it's like, it should have been just a quick, here's a couple RC cars, made sure a radio was bound, found a battery, charger. I've got chargers everywhere. Done. No, it turned into like 4 hours of like trying to mess with stuff and get stuff the right thing and whatever. And then his servo started twitching, like his servo. Like the next, 2 days later, I'm like, well, bring him back. I'll put a better one in for him. Like,
yeah.
So, but yeah, it just, things can be either really easy and you're like, why did I wait so long? But then it's like the problems like that where you're like, oh, I'm not going to work on it because it's going to end up taking me 2 hours. I don't got 2 hours to get to it, but it's really only a 10-minute job. But you're just ready for it to be 2 hours.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, but
that's funny.
Anyway, that's a long story for no reason.
It was good. It was good. It was entertaining.
You're welcome.
I almost sat crisscross applesauce for it.
Right. So yeah,
That's
I feel
funny.
your pain.
Yeah,
I need to resurrect some stuff.
It's actually kind of fun, and it's what's neat is that now I have a few cars that I could just grab and go, and get out on the trail and run with it, and stuff that, like, I mean, not that I have a channel, but like this Gen 8 was one of the first ones on our Instagram, and so it's like it's cool to see that one back out there, and then the Coyote was a cool one because my daughter, it was during COVID, and my daughter, we found a kit from...
Built it. I remember this.
Yeah, and so we built it for my wife, and so she built it all herself over Christmas, and I just kind of was hanging out with her, so she built it, and then we 3D printed the Wagoneer body for her, and it was cool, but then it just sat, so we're like... so, we moved on to bigger, better ones. And so
I made this for you.
I know. And then she carved a potato. You ever see that? Bad Santa?
No.
What?
No.
Come on, Tony.
The movie?
The movie.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Tony, it's a good Christmas. Good. I mean, I wouldn't say good, wholesome Christmas movie, but
funny.
But it's funny.
Right.
It's really good. I'm sure people here will start
quoting it.
I'm sure people
very quotable.
It's a quotable movie.
Okay.
It's a quotable movie, and it's great. And the kid is like trying to be nice to the guy, and he goes, "OMG, Bad Santa is hilarious." It is 10 times better than Grumpy Cat Christmas.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's
I'm still gonna watch Grumpy Cat Christmas, but
okay. Well, just so you know,
I'll just add that to my list.
He goes, I carved this pickle for you. Yeah, it was a pickle out of wood. That's what it was. But what was I going to say? Just so you know, Countdown to Christmas starts Friday night on the Hallmark Channel. It's on my calendar.
Yeah, so those of you that don't know this about Pablo, I learned this about him right away. And that is that he loves Hallmark Christmas movies, and they're on in his shop
all day.
Like he'll take a call from you, and there's like Hallmark Christmas movies playing in the background. Yeah.
Only after November 1 on. But I hold off until November 1. And then it's Christmas. Wall to wall Christmas.
So I like the music.
Yeah.
But I don't like the traditional music.
Yes.
I listen to a bunch of punk stuff that I used to listen to in like high school. That's like my
Yep. I like the James Brown Christmas. That's a good one. Have you heard that one? And
yes. I mean, I do like all the Burl Ives stuff, and I do like the very classic stuff.
Yeah.
But then I have a whole bunch of like modern punk rock stuff that I like.
So Paul Fletcher goes, we've had our tree up since at Halloween for 2 years. We're close, but I refuse to do it before Halloween, and I will
November 1st.
November 1st.
Yep.
Makovich says Santa Pablo. Yes. The
Yeah, we
Vandals
do it. There's another day in there. It's like there's some day in November. There's a holiday in November.
Veterans
like the 12th,
Day.
Veterans Day.
Yep.
Is usually when we do it.
Yeah, it's the 11th, I think.
Yeah, 11th or 12th. So yeah. But the music and all that starts right after.
Yep, we have a good music station here. It's Spirit.
So what are you wanting for Christmas this year? Do you have like a list of things?
Are we already? I started thinking about this.
Is it RC related? That's the question I always ask. So everybody asks, "What are you getting for Christmas?" That's RC related. I never get anything for Christmas that's RC related.
I don't much either. I do get gift cards from like my sister-in-law for RC, and she always saves the day, which is cool. But there is something that I can't speak too loudly
Trick or
about.
treat, Merry Christmas.
Give out candy canes for trick or treaters.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
I should do that.
Or those mints that have the little Christmas treat them, like the nougat ones or whatever.
Yeah.
The soft. Oh,
I should totally.
So good. The peppermint ones. Oh, and my grandma used to have those, and I would just like get sick because
like
she'd
the
have them
butter,
in a bowl.
The butter mints too. Remember those that are like, oh.
Yeah, but those I remember them. They're kind of round and squishy and white, and they have like green and red, like little squares around the edge with the little Christmas tree in the middle.
Yep.
And they taste like nice peppermint kind of thing.
Yep.
Get sick on them. Like everyone would go to sleep, and I'd go out and I'd just eat like the basket of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Crinkling those little things, yeah. But I already bought my Christmas gift to myself, June 23rd from A-Main.
Ooh.
If I'm lucky, I might get my.
Oh no!
Oh man!
People are still waiting on those. Really? Oh
it
man!
Was a big order, man.
That's a bummer.
It's a big order.
That's a bummer. I think so far. One thing I think, and I think I might sell my Nomads to fund it. I think I want to get the Mojave 4S.
Yeah. I'm actually, there's so many people that want the Pro Moto right now. I'm actually tempted to sell mine.
Yeah.
As awesome as I think it is, I don't have time to drive it now, and I would be willing to buy it again.
I feel
in stock. Like I just feel like I'm just holding on to it when there's people that want it so bad. And I wouldn't gouge for it. Like I'd sell it for less than.
You should wait till close to Christmas and then gouge on it, so it's like a Furby.
I'm not gonna do that. But yeah.
What's Jingle All the Way? That's the other Christmas movie where he's got the metal man or whatever he's got. They're fighting over the. You could do that.
Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, I was telling somebody that I would think about it.
You should.
Because I've got so many videos to catch up on right now that I'm not getting to run it. And I think it's fantastic.
It seems like it'd be like extra fantastic if you had two of them and you got to race against someone.
Yeah.
Seems like running. I mean, it seems like it'd be awesome to run by yourself.
Oh, they're just wicked fun. I love motocross in general, so they're just it's wicked fun.
Did you see that video I sent you of the one that they were? It had to be like a line on it, but they were making it whip, and they were going through like a super scale course. Turbo Man.
So good, man. So yeah, I need to find out about selling it.
Yep.
But I would want to do it to somebody that, like, I don't want to just Facebook it out there, you know?
Yeah.
Just.
I planted the seed with my kid today. I was like, because I'm feeling very grateful for where we are right now and just being where we live and all that kind of stuff, like with all the stuff going on. And so I was planting a seed with my kid and I was like, you know what we should do this year? I was like, we should do something where we go out and we earn money to like take on a family or to do something, charitable. And so I started talking to him, and I was going to talk to my daughter about it, about maybe we can go out and start raking leaves for a donation, and then we'll, donate it to the food bank or do it, and just like rake a ton of leaves, all because we've got so many leaves out here with all the trees.
Yep.
And just I think it'd be fun to do something like that for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. I want to teach my kids some sort of that kind of thing to do. You know what I mean? But speaking of the selling aspect, but I don't know how I got on that. But I'm seriously thinking about selling the 2 Nomads. I really want to keep them, but I don't think I have the nerve to thrash on them as hard as they should be. I think someone else could do it. So I'm thinking about selling both of them to get my Mojave, because the Mojave I could race in that class too. So.
Yeah. Somebody's asking what I'd sell it for. I'd probably sell it for like $450. If they're $550 new, I feel like I've put $100 worth of abuse into it.
That's a good deal.
It's still in decent condition. I don't know where the battery is for it. So it's the green one, but I'm looking at the pricing of it not coming with the battery or the charger or whatever, like the $50 they charge for it, because I don't know where it is. I've been using a different battery I've been putting in it, but I need that battery for other things.
He asked if you want to take trades. Tony's like, I will trade for 5 SCX24s.
New in box.
All day. Like you need any more of those.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't trade for it. I'd probably put the money away till later to get it again.
Yeah.
Because I really do like it. So.
Oh, I didn't get a call. Speaking of which, we talked about my saxophone and how much it costs to get it fixed. And I didn't get a call back from the tech. They were supposed to call me.
That's weird.
Still trying to save up for LMT, but every time I get around 200, I buy a mini crawler. That's what happens. Oh yeah, Abrams tank would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would be rad.
Real Cletus, just keep saving it, man. Save that $200.
You got to get it. They're so worth it. I think that would be, that would be something that I would want is that it's not a kit, but the parts to do a long wheelbase on my LMT. Mm-hmm. The sling with the monster truck tires is so awesome to drive. So, and mine is cool too, but the long wheelbase would make it that much better. I think it's so snappy with the short wheelbase, super snappy. But yep, there is something. Are you familiar with a 22 Cricket? Are you familiar with those? I think I want to see if I can get one of those for my family this year.
The Cricket Explorer?
No, it's the.
Oh.
I don't know if I can say it on YouTube.
22 Cricket, gotcha.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're made for kids. You should look it up.
I'm looking at it right now. Oh, that's fun.
There's one that's green that has a noisy cricket. Yes. There's one that has bipods on it.
The bipods.
Yeah. But I want to get one of those to teach my kids with.
So I got the Takedown 22.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
It's but it's the one that has it's like the aftermarket plastics. What's the company that makes all the plastic stuff?
Hasbro.
That's one. Yeah. I can't think of the name of it.
The cool thing, Magpul.
That's what the Magpul Takedown.
Yeah,
it's so good, man.
Is it?
Yes.
See, I like that little cricket because it's single, and it's good to learn on. And I saw a video of a guy that had a suppressor on it, and I was like, oh man, like come on, like that would be like the kid didn't even have any ear protection on. It was just like poof, poof, poof. And I was like, oh, that'd be so rad.
Especially if you get the silent ones.
Yeah.
No, the silent M was so quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good for just rodents and stuff like that we've got
Yeah.
out here in the country. But yeah, that's a great gift idea. So we've gotten hooked on disc golf. Like
22s, I'm here for the 24s.
I saw that. That was a great comment.
We're too short.
Super good. But yeah, man, I remember disc golf like when I left Michigan in 2004 and being like, what's this silly game they're coming up with? You know, it's been around longer than that, but it was kind of getting popular. And so, you know, left. And then they finally, like the last year or so, I heard one of my friends saying that he was taking his son to play it in Virginia at this park. And I was thinking, what a terrible game to play in Virginia with the snakes in the woods and
all
the bears and all like the bugs and the bitey. Like, I'm not going to go wander around the woods in the summer throwing a disc, getting it lost, and then having to try and find it, like digging or because, yeah. Anyway, so that's what I'm looking at it for Christmas. Probably some disc golf stuff.
Right
so
on.
It's not RC related at all.
But
the problem is I just pretty much get whatever I want that's RC related. So it's tough.
That's how my family says too. They're like, you just get it. And I'm like, well, I know, but there's things that I'd like that I don't get. You know what I mean? That it's like that I don't necessarily splurge on. It's like, I'd like to splurge on this.
Yeah.
The other thing, did you see that video that I sent you of the disc golf trailer for the SCX6?
No. That would be fantastic. My bag's getting so heavy now.
A guy made a
disc. It's just as addicting as RCs. You just keep buying more. Like you don't need them. They do the same exact thing as the other discs you are, just like RCs, just like the other RCs you already have. They do the same thing, but it has like a cool new logo on it, or it's a different company makes
Monster
it. So
Trucks and Pizza. Or Monster Truck and Donuts, whatever your other one was. Yeah. No, this one they had a Tupper or like a Rubbermaid or whatever. And I sent it to you on Instagram on DM, and it had all the discs just lined up in the Rubbermaid, and he was pulling it behind a CX6, and I was like, oh, that's Tony. That's all over it.
Yeah. All right.
Then your two hobbies could mix with each other. A disc trailer, he says.
So my buddy Rick, who has the red trailer, also plays disc golf, and we talked about, because the backpacks have a little compartment at the top for just putting crap, like more discs that you might want to have with you. But I was thinking like that's the perfect size to put an SCX24. So we should do a game where we play and we have 3 gate sets. And so when we're doing the hole, we go and we pick up. If we see like a cool little spot, we throw down 3 gates. We run them, throw our discs.
Oh my gosh!
To the next hole.
You would be gone for 12 hours at a time.
It's so easy to set a gate.
It takes so much. I know. We're doing that too, and that's how we did our scale trail. I had some in my backpack, and we set them down.
We don't think about it that hard. We just throw them down. Just get the right width.
I gotta find my gate mate thing that I did. I don't know where I put that. Somewhere around here.
So I think what I actually want for Christmas is a CCXRC disc, like printed, like the logo on it,
like real screen printed one. That'd be pretty sweet.
Makes them about $40 or $50 by the time it's shipped.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an expensive disc, but like,
it's funny. That's one of the things that I always ask for Christmas from my wife, and it's one of those little things where she's like, just go buy it. And I'm like, but I don't ever remember to. I want to get.
He knows his stuff.
Subsonic. I know, right?
And the names for it. I'm so bad with names.
I know. But that's one of the things I've always wanted is my own custom mouse pad. Very simple. She's like,
That's pretty lame, actually.
I
Call
know.
you on that one.
I
For as
know.
many Christmas movies as you watch, you want
I
a
know.
custom printed mouse pad.
It's all about the feels, man.
Do you use a mouse pad still? It's so
Yeah.
limiting. They're so small.
Nah. I have a big one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I like the
The
feel.
worst Christmas present
so
idea I've ever
smooth. And it's like my mouse just glides. Actually, you know what's awesome that they don't make anymore that I wish they made? I think we've talked about this before.
mouse
Microsoft
pads. What they don't make it like because people stop buying them when they realize that you didn't need one unless your table was glass.
Crobolo says they're like $4. And I'm like, oh. That's what I'm saying. There's things like that I just don't.
You're gonna have your picture of your family on it. Is that what you want, or you want your logo?
Yeah, or my logo.
Your family. You just want like a family picture printed on it.
Yeah, so I can smash my hand down on it every time. Yeah,
I'm just messing with you though.
So
I don't use mouse pads.
Yeah.
True.
Does your mouse have a freaking cord too? Funny you say that. Funny you say that. So it's Bluetooth. No, it's not here. It's
I
Bluetooth.
want proof.
It's Bluetooth, but the latency, it's a nice one, but it still has the latency that when I'm designing, like I just want it to have like super crisp resolution. That's why I don't like doing it on a table, because I have a wood table at my shop. So it'll pick up all the grain in my table. So I want like super crisp resolution. And I felt like the latency, every now and then I'd fall into like a lag window. And so it's hardwired to my computer now. So I actually do have a corded mouse.
With USB.
Yeah, because I actually, yeah.
There's two questions here. I just came back up because I was looking for this one. I saw the other one.
Okay.
This is a quicker answer, and then we can answer the other one.
Okay.
Have you guys messed around with the Mofo's new X15 axles yet? I haven't.
Me either.
I have them here. We can show them.
What are they about? What's the deal?
There's a lot that went into these axles. It's got his mounts. There's quite
there's a cool
pretty
truss.
Big truss on it.
That's cool. What are they for?
AX24 or SCX24.
Okay.
So look at how the knuckles mount too. Look at the knuckles are way different.
Tinker goes, knowing Pablo, it probably has bushings too. My mouse does not have bushings.
No, they look really sharp. So you get your steering, the knuckle. It looks removable, like it screws in, like this outer piece of the hub, C-hub right here. Doesn't it look like it screws into the...
Yeah. It looks almost like a portal, but it's not.
It's interesting. Which makes the way that these all mount on a little bit different. It's interesting. It's got his best servo mount ever here to bolt down onto it.
Looks good.
It just bolts straight down, top down. See that? So the top two holes here will go right into the little support there.
That's cool.
No open diff cover here.
Yeah. Well, how often do you get into your diff though?
On the worm gear ones, all the time. Like we change out stuff or remove bearings in order to pull out things. We open that quite a bit.
Says something has. Oh yeah, Tony's has ceramic bearings. Your mouse. Jeff Makovich says clocked ends on it. Maybe you can clock the hubs, which would be cool.
Except that only the one screw point, it looks like. But you could probably change the hub. You probably sell a different one. Or is that what's over here, maybe?
I don't know.
In the bag? I don't know. Interesting.
It's funny. RC Specialist says, I have a Microsoft wireless mouse. So I had the IntelliMouse, and that's what I was going to say was the best mouse ever made. It was made for people with sausage fingers like me. Like it was one where your hand was it wasn't flat. It was on its side and it was like huge. So the whole thing fit in my palm. Oh, but they stopped making them. and those had the best resolution, but they were like, I think they were like $150 for the mouse. They were so good at one point, I bought 2 or 3 in stock. So, and I had them, and then how those mice have like the rubberized pads on them.
Mm-hmm.
Mine would always wear out, so I'd chuck it.
Yeah,
And
you
do
get
the
it like
next one.
floppy.
Yeah, or just
The
get gummy
fabric
and stuff.
peel up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these axles look pretty good, man. So
What's the price point?
$140
For both?
Yeah.
Complete? That's not too bad.
Yeah. Super high clearance steering link. Built-in multi-position link riser for the rear. Diff gears drop out of the back of the axle.
Okay,
Reduce the amount of junk getting stuck into the bolt heads.
So it's like
I've never had that be a problem on the 24 scale, and I would like, that's the thing I absolutely hate about the TRX 4M axles is having to access the internals of the axle from the front. So you have to take up the drive shafts and links and everything to drop it in order to get a screwdriver in there.
Yeah.
Comes included tub of Cow RC udder butter that you need to use to do it. Bigger. The CVD axle joints and the front axles are nearly 3 times the diameter of the stock SCX24. That's impressive.
Everyone's clowning on my mouse game, man. So what if I have a ball in my mouse still? Or the pink SCSI port? Whatever.
Anyway, so they look decent as long as they're not any wider than stock, and they have just as good a steering radius, turning radius. Then they look pretty impressive.
Beefy.
Bekovich says. Somebody was asking about that. Was the oh yeah. Is this it? I know this will be. I know this might be or I know this will be controversial, but B&B Off-Road Performance on Facebook said Traxxas is coming out with a new RC tomorrow. What do you guys think it is? Well, tomorrow's Wednesday. It's a weird day for a drop.
I don't follow them. Probably something Bash related, I would think, coming out next. They just redid
more their brushless line.
Yeah, that's because they just redid they just did that clipless thing for the Slash, the add-on.
Yeah,
hard-boiled egg yolk, yum. Ford High Trail M.
Pablo's mouse has the pink plug on the end. Oh my gosh!
Just saying, it's okay.
Remember when they did that? They color coded like that little teal green and the pink.
Mm-hmm. And the purple.
Purple
was the keyboard or something.
Oh my goodness!
We're in our board meeting. We're talking about getting laptops, and I am like, for kids stuff, for them trying to do all different kinds of stuff, I'm like, please they don't want to get Macs because no one knows how to use the tech on the Mac. But I'm like, make sure it can at least run Photoshop and a video editor, please. Like, and they're like, oh, what would that take? I'm like, look it up. Like, we just need computers that can run today's stuff.
Oh, 7.5 millimeters per side extension in width.
Huge
compared to, so they're
that's
wide.
Huge. Yeah, that's really wide.
Yeah, I won't be running those.
Serial ports.
So we mainly run our 24 scales to compete with them.
Yeah.
And even if you do wider gates to allow for these, it just makes those gates even easier to get through with the narrow axles. So
yeah. I forgot.
Then you just like skate through them.
I did get something. Josh probably won't appreciate this.
15 millimeters wider total than stock.
That's huge.
X15, yeah.
That is huge. Where's the other one? Where is the other one? Somewhere on my desk here.
Yeah.
So
I don't get in it. I mean, at that point, you're just building up these trucks to do I guess videos or whatever, we just run around with it, just drop money in on tons of upgrades and things. But they can do so well when you keep them narrow. It's crazy. Like
a little wider, they'd work with 1.9 wheels and a 12.3 wheelbase. Over 10 scale, they'd be cool.
Yeah.
So
it is funny because we start like going smaller with things,
and then it just creeps
we start
up.
building it and creeping it up because like, oh, it's better this way.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not even cute anymore. Now he's made it big again.
It's not even cute.
Yeah.
So I've been eyeballing these this is one of those things where it's like I didn't want to get them.
Associated shocks?
Yes, but they're the ones that are for the MT10 or the Pro 4. And so I got them and I wanted to see, I'm not a huge proponent on the pen thing. I don't think there's any benefit to it, the pen style shock, but I wanted to try this out for the application. And so I took the Vanquish shock springs, the short ones, and I put them on the underside of the cap and so associated shocks are like butter, dude. They're always super butter. And these with that short spring, they're just like, I could just like when I get them mounted to the truck, I'm probably just going to do this like all day. Cause it's just, they're so smooth. And like, they're awesome. And the build of them, they feel great. So I'm excited to get it on the crawler that I'm building for. I'm building a big crawler. Slowly but surely. It's that Jericho one that I've been working on. But another Resurrection one still messes with steering.
He's saying they show you how to do inverted wheels and cup over and all that.
Oh.
But your steering point is still out at that.
Yep.
So it's still a little different, but
yep. Max Paul saying super nice shocks right there. Dude, they feel so good. So good. And they just look so good. Scrub steer, Harley saying.
Yeah.
What's going on? Psycho Garage, 2FM RC really likes those axles.
Well, I mean, a lot of people really like stuff until they put them on gates. Like,
right.
We have so many people show up at the Gauntlet or whatever, and they've just spent a lot of money on trucks, and they show up, and the second that gates are involved,
that's like my
perform, man. Like,
yeah, that's like my truck. It's a little too wide, so it's really tight on the gates, and it's awesome for just playing around. But
yeah,
it's funny because I talked about that on the podcast about how I was in that vacuum of building things for a certain like need or what I thought was a perceived need. And then once I got off of that and I was like, okay, I could build something for every, like, this doesn't have to fit all the boxes. It doesn't have to fit in everything. And once I got past that and I was just like, this is just going to be fun for me. Same concepts, but just fun for trailing or whatever. And hard lines. Then it was like, oh, so much better.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it as a negative thing. I'm just saying the reason I wouldn't like, I could like those axles too, but I wouldn't like them on my best rigs because
that sounds like a meme. This could be us, but you're too chubby.
Yeah. I mean, so
you're too wide.
That's funny. But yeah, so I mean, it could be a very likable, drivable thing.
Sure.
But like when you're trying to stay within bounds of, when you're working and competing against other people, it changes things. So that's why even with some of the testing I was doing between those other trucks, I put the same gates down and tried to ride the same line to see how they would react to the same thing. Because
isn't that funny? Like,
different if you're just running the course, like, man, this thing's amazing, and people are like, is it better than that? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I did totally different stuff with it, and you can't tell unless you're both. Everything is going on the exact same setup at the exact same time with the exact same weather conditions or dirt conditions. Or
I always find that so difficult when people ask how something compares to something, and I'm like, well, there's really no comparison. It's just if you like the way it feels, that's you're dialed in. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because
Like if you're not going to comp, then man, those axles could be the most killer thing you could get for your truck. I mean,
for sure,
for durability, they look beefy as all get out.
yep.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of guys doing U4 now. So there's that U4 24 scale out here. And I'm gonna try to get out there and take some
You would
video.
want those probably for that.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Super
100%.
stiff or
And
super
keep it
big.
low. Yeah. Keep all the weight down. Yeah. 100%.
Well, just
But
even the diameter of the pins coming out, it looks like they're bigger for the CVDs and everything.
Yep. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely something that I could see a use for that. And I can't wait to go take video of that when they do their U4 thing again. So that's the thing. I like driving the minis, but mine isn't set up. Maybe I'll get mine set up this time for when I do the length, the extra wheelbase.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll narrow it down so I could start getting through some gates.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not super wide. I think I have +4 on it.
Yeah. I just want to reiterate again something about my store. The stuff that I sell in my store for parts are things that I actually run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there's so many things that I could just sell to people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there's a bajillion things you could buy.
Sure.
For an SCX24 or whatever scale stuff. But those are things I actually do put on my truck and run, from the shock lengths of the shocks to diff covers, axles. I run the brass axles, servos. I run the servos, brass links. Like they're all parts that I do find useful, and that's why I keep them. And when I need them, guess what I do? I go and steal one off the wall and I build my truck with it. So, like, because there's just a bunch of junk. Like, people just make stuff to make money off of us.
Yeah.
And that's part of the game. Is they're just going to keep creating stuff that you don't need for you to spend money on. And I'm not saying that that's what these axles are, but that's the game. Like, there's so much just crap that people create that aren't useful. Like these, I run these, the inserts. They were made for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only selling them because I've already got them made.
Yeah.
And I use them in all my wheels.
Yeah.
But I'm not just making every, size under the moon to accommodate what other people are running. It's literally stuff that I actually use that I am willing to sell. So,
well, that's a good
little thing I want to say, just in case people are wondering when they go on and see. And
no, that's a good segue. I was going to talk. I mean, that's the next segue, is kind of like we're priming into build season. And we were talking offline. I wanted to mention your store, and that it's like it's time to get these 24s, dust them off for a lot of the guys like me that are out on the trail, the real 10 scale where you should be trail. Now it's time to dust off the little toy cars, the 24 scales.
Getting cold here, man.
I'm trying to put shots across the bow on the 24 users. I'm sure Harley can relate to that, but no, it's time to start. Like, that's why I've been, talking about starting to modify the resurrect that truck.
Yeah.
As it's time for that. And I wanted to plug real quick, Scale Metal Supplies, dude. He's coming out with a ton of stuff right now. And
he's just a cool dude. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. Andre's
he
awesome.
lives it too. Like, he's giving you stuff that he's
doing the same thing that you are. He's putting out parts that benefit the builds that he's trying to build. He R&Ds them and then he puts them out, and they're awesome. And he came out with so I'm going to be switching the chassis on your truck. So you still have the 10.3 and it still will work for axial or 10, whatever, you had the 10.2. But it's the axial frame rail. But I'm going to put it to his new frame rail, which is the Whoopa Cabra frame rail.
Oh.
And so it'll have a little longer travel. But it works.
Nice.
The cool thing about this new frame rail is that, I don't know if I'm letting the cat out of the bag too soon, but it's all right. it will bolt
He's not
up.
watching right now.
I know.
I tell him not to watch past an hour and 15 minutes. It becomes junk at that point. You don't want to watch.
So what's cool about these new chassis he's doing though, is that instead of building shock hoops and having to fab up stuff, you can use the existing shock tower stuff and it bolts right up to the chassis. So, which is awesome because then you can for people that are kind of dabbling into the fabricating stuff, they can just get right into it. And so like he has the element Wupacabra and it'll take the gatekeeper shock tower in the rear and the gatekeeper front shock tower and they just bolt right in and you have like a much nicer geometry frame rail for it. A lot of different changes or a lot of different adjustments for your anti-squat in the rear. And you can lay the shocks down, all kinds of cool stuff with it. So
it's for a crawler, Stinky Colas that he's talking about.
Yeah. So
do you have that truck here still? Is it behind you?
It's at the shop.
Oh yeah.
It's on the bench. So
you can show him what.
Yeah, no, it's at the bench. The cool so he's also doing a lot of other, he's got some fuel cells that he's making up that are scale fuel cells. He's got a lot of cool stuff that's coming. So I'm really excited to see all the stuff coming up for the build season. And I was just writing my schedule down today and I'm like, oh yeah, it's time. It's time. I caught up on design today. So I was like, tomorrow morning, I'm burning metal. So I was excited about it.
Still wearing dust on my shoulder. B&B just replied to me and said it's not on the Slash platform. So do you think that Traxxas would drop finally a solid axle monster truck and make me have to buy one of their vehicles?
Nope.
No.
Another
high trail.
It'll be that, or they haven't done. I don't think they've done anything to the sled.
6x6 could use a little.
I don't know.
Revamp. Get something other than a G-Wagon.
Yeah. I don't know.
Man, it'd be so killer if they did just a military style truck for that.
Like an MRAP or something. That would be.
And ready to run.
Ugh.
That would be tough to not buy, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It'd be really tough not to buy one of those. Tanker T68 placed an order in your store this week. Need more Mighty Eagles. Awesome, man. Man, I'm trying. So Pablo knows some stuff behind the scenes I'm working on and potentially going back to work in different things, which would be awesome because it would free up some money because I need to get some more Mighty Chihuahuas ordered. That's the one thing that people keep asking for. But that said, the Mighty Eagle is a great little servo for under 25. What is it? $22 or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Just plastic cased, but keeps the cost down and metal geared. Does really good.
Need some of that titanium gear action.
Vibranium.
XJ Sports says the UDR needs some love. His or mine? I haven't driven mine in a long time.
It needs a quick access port.
Oh, you mean as in what they would be dropping?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just reskinning it even would help, I think.
Dude, okay, so I posted that in a ProLine post. I was like, can we please have like a Chevy pre-runner body for something? Like there's that one Chevy pre-runner for the crawler, but like all the Baja Ray stuff, all the UDR stuff, all the Arma stuff, it's all Ford. And I'm like, can we please have a Chevy? Like, please? Wouldn't be too hard. Like they got Chevy licensing. Let's just do a Chevy.
Yeah.
Dude, if they did a C10 pre-runner, get out of here. Just
be so good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just wait, he says. Dude. I'm telling you.
I still think I still can't believe that they haven't come out with some kind of a solid axle monster truck. Just
Why?
seeing, I don't know, because they love selling parts. Nothing breaks like a solid axle monster truck.
Yeah.
So
I'm bummed my it's real. I sent it.
seat. He
Seen
seen it. What
Let's
did he
see.
say? A C10?
No, I said a C10.
The UDR.
I'm just dying for a Chevy.
Oh, he's saying it's a UDR needs some love. Then he says, "Just wait, Pablo. I know a little something. Hush, hush. It's real. I seen it."
I don't know.
I like good servos. You know, I like good servos too, and I like stats. I just don't think that stats are realistic. So
I think it's kind of like one of those things where you only really use so much too.
yeah,
Does that make sense? Like you can say you have a 4,000 ounce inch 10 scale servo, but are you really using all that 4,000 ounce inches, or you know what I mean? Like, nah. But
yeah. The stats are listed on my site, but the honey badger stats that they give me for benchmarking them and the mighty eagle are very similar. Even though there's a noticeable difference, like significant. So, and they're even just a bigger servo. It's just stronger in many ways. So, but yeah, they both way outperform the Emax ones.
Oh yeah,
and just a little more for the honey badger now because I ordered so many last time. I got the price down. What are they, like 15, 16 bucks?
I don't know.
I don't even know my own pricing. I should. I know I brought them down quite a bit because of that last order. $16.99.
What I was referring to, I hopefully that didn't sound. I just thought about how that came out when I was referring to. What I mean is like the Eagle servo versus like the very fanciest top of the line servo. Most people, unless they're going into that super comp like scenario,
Where you notice it is a speed.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
speed is what you notice. So if you're trying to wheel walk,
Yeah,
the speed is way faster.
But there's so much more that you have
Wow.
to do to get to that speed. Meaning, like you're not going to get that speed really if you're running the stock ESC.
No, you got to
Or-
have a better BEC. You want to be
Right.
at like 8.4 volts or whatever,
Yeah,
7.4.
42.
42 volts.
That's how I run.
If you're not running a 30 amp BEC on this thing, I don't even consider you my friend anymore.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to bump those numbers up. Yeah.
But yeah. So can I toss around a 900 gram truck? Toss around? 900 grams is a heavy truck. I can't imagine where you put the weight to get 900 grams on it. Because I have we have trucks with weight boxes on the front for
pulling. Are you guys pulling anymore?
Not recently.
You're gonna start up in the winter time?
Well, they took the pull track out for our longer course. So we've been talking about on Rick's trailer putting a little basically you can have brackets that you can feed in like two little arms and have like an elevated pull track that would sit on the edge of his trailer.
Oh, I gotcha.
So we could do
that'd be cool. That would be cool, especially getting the
anything
camera.
when it's up at that level just helps sell it. Like when it's up high. So yeah, all metal die cast body. That helps.
Yeah. Okay.
Die cast body will do it. It'll for what you're going to be able to do with that. It'll turn the tires and it'll push stuff. Yeah, the Mighty Eagle is what 2.4 kilograms. The other one's 2.8 kilograms. The Honey Badger is 2.2. Let's see if it says it is. It's just about 30 ounce inches of torque. Or at 4.8 volts, at 6 volts is 39 ounce inches, almost 40 inches of torque at 6 volts.
I don't know. Sorry, keep on talking.
Go ahead.
No, keep on. So I don't know if this is poll worthy, but I'm thinking of trying to. I don't know if this is gonna talk or not. Hold on, let's see. Hopefully, when I click on it, it's not going to be going over the speakers. I can mute it. How do I do a poll? I used to know how to do a poll. So I have a question that I think I need everyone's input on. Timestamps, pop-out chat, moderation. How come I can't do a poll? Where do I do a poll?
You have to do it on YouTube itself. What's your poll question?
Whoa, I lost your audio. Ah! There we go. Now I got your audio.
What's your question? I'll put it on my YouTube too.
Okay, let's just run it on your YouTube. Because I'm fighting technology here. So I talked about this trail that I go to, right? And I want to kind of start mapping out like gates or a trail where I can be like, hey guys, come check out this trail. Now, my question is paint or no paint? Because I want to find something that I could put down as markers, but that isn't going to be like some yahoo just come over and kick it over or whatever and move the marker. But if I come out with marking paint and I hit, 2 little dots where normally we do chalk, like we put chalk down when we put the gates down.
So basically paint or no paint's a poll. You want me to start it?
Sure.
All right.
I don't know if that's like a total like environmental no-no. Here's my thought on this is that even with that paint, it deteriorates over time. The marking paint, it's like, it doesn't just stay there forever. And so with the rain and all that, it'll eventually wash off the rocks. Maybe that's just me trying to talk myself to say it's okay. But is it okay? It's off the trail. So it's not like it's disturbing anyone's visual of how pretty the trail is. And there's, I don't know. I feel like it would be okay. Public land, no paint. You're such a fuddy-duddy with all your rules, Harley.
Don't they make what about like the hairspray? Like the color hairspray that kids wear for Halloween, but it would wash away?
I don't think that would last as long as I want. Graffiti is art. Thank you, these old flapping lips.
Oh, you need to last multiple.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get out there once a week, and I want to build this up for the community, right? Chalk, yeah, but the chalk will watch. I mean, in our environment,
you're gonna basically have to paint something that you'll leave there.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I would do.
What if I got
Stakes.
some rocks that are? What if I went out and got those like flat, like skipping river rocks, and I painted those and I just brought them out and I stuck them out there? Would that be any different than me painting a rock that's existing? Well,
so you're gonna litter,
but it's a rock. Silly string. Take it easy, 907. That even breaks rules of graffiti. Those are toys that paint nature. Oh, toys. Toys is a graffiti. That's what they call graffitis that writers that are noobs. 2 dots next to
people
each
will
other.
probably think those are those painted rocks that get left out.
Right?
That's the problem. No matter what, if you paint a rock and leave it, they think it's one of those like the game.
That's what Mir Def said. He says painted pet rocks. No churches, no nature, no person, vehicles. I don't know. People steal and move the rocks because people suck. Right. Exactly, Pablo. He says for painting the rocks and bringing them out. And I'm trying to do it for the community so that everyone else could go out there. I pick up painted rocks on my
Yeah,
wall.
right.
You turned
You guys
vandal.
see that? What's that one with that rapper, whatever the guy? It's like, I'm not retarded, but I
I
like
like
rock.
rocks. They're smooth.
Like every single rock crawler video on Instagram used it for like a month. That probably just got us flagged for saying that. Actually,
I know. What a jerk. But I mean, what's a good way of doing it, right? What's a good? I mean, I don't want to hammer a 16-inch nail into the ground and be like, those are our flags. But I would much rather just do it, and so that way people could go out and run the lines and then maybe move the lines or whatever. I don't know. But like I said, they're out of the way. This area is not on the main trail. Like it's an offshoot of the main trail, and it's a dead end. And it's just like this little cavern area. Is your poll saying anything?
oh, the poll. Did you see
Anyone
the
voting?
poll?
I haven't seen the
The
poll.
poll says Pablo can't think for himself. Help him be a man like the rest of us. Paint or no paint? And
Still
so far,
no paint.
is winning.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I thought I was okay with this. I thought we were in the trust tree here. No?
I thought we were talking about rocks.
We are talking.
You're talking about trees now. Can't paint trees. Although our trees are painted beautifully right now in Michigan. The fall colors are.
Yeah. So what are we supposed to do?
It's like disc golf and parks. Soon there will be flagged trails in every park.
I have 3D printed gates, but the problem is they're not going to stay.
That is littering.
Yeah. Well, if it's PLA, it's soy based, so it'll actually deteriorate over time. So there's that.
Yeah, you're supposed to leave no trace.
You guys are all hippies. Man.
Tree hugging hippie.
Get a haircut, Harley.
Pablo just wants to vandalize his local countryside.
Yep. Get white landscaping rocks. They're about the size of golf balls. But then would that be littering because they're white rocks? Too easy to get kicked out of a good spots.
Now,
so you're in California
you
though.
Go to.
You're in California though. Like you guys down there in California have like bigger problems. This is like you have to hike in. It's a little. It's not. This would not. I'm a very good steward of our lands, and this would not be in my opinion. This would not be a detriment to this land.
Can't you just use really bright white rocks that would not look like the natural rocks there, just so people would see them?
Well, that's what he's saying. That's what they were saying. But then is that littering because I'm bringing in a foreign body to the land and Mother Earth will shed a tear. Then there's going to be an earthquake.
I think it's
there. Do I plant trees there? Little Christmas trees? Should I just go out with like 100 little Christmas trees and make 50 gates out of little Christmas trees? Would that make everyone happy? See?
I might like to see that. Actually, you can start your own little grove.
My own Smiggins Folly.
Yeah.
There are rocks. You're about to use paint. The rock beetles will spread and destroy the native rocks.
Doesn't Kelly burn yearly and naturally erase all painted rocks? Hallmark Christmas movies for gates. Put all of your VHS tapes out. Upright them as gates.
They'd be like billboards.
Is there somebody locally you can go to
I could always take
that
50
runs the
dumps at
park
Oregon.
and talk to them about a section that you already know is a dead end, and about putting in something natural that would allow you to destroy the park with your RC car tires?
Why does it have? This is America. Why does this have to be so hard? Come on.
I'm just asking real
Come on.
questions that people want to know. Like half the time, they don't even let us run RCs in parks.
What?
Yeah.
Do you say that? Do you
They're
say?
destructive.
Oh my goodness, you guys are so soft. Come on.
I actually have a big problem with what all the RC group does out in California on those beautiful, pristine
Sandstone,
but that's a different conversation for a different day. And it's not even the RCs, but their shoes trampling everything there. But
okay. So this area, it would probably be an improvement to the area that is there. Like, it's hard to describe. It's like,
you know what you could do is if you took toilet paper with you, and every time you go take a dump,
that's what they said,
and wipe with it and leave it there, and that'll be a gate.
No one will touch it.
Definitely won't want to hit those gates.
Yeah.
Nobody will move it.
Make it like Fight Club.
For at least a couple, at least the one season. I think you'll be good.
Yeah. See, I also don't want to carry a backpack full of rocks all the way out there.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks. Son, what are you doing with all these rocks in your backpack?
I know, they're all painted one color. Don't worry about it, all right?
But so then what would people say about the geocache people that go and dig up and bury stuff in
Exactly.
natural areas?
Exactly. I think anyone that's driving their truck is doing more detriment to putting down 50 rocks or painting 50 rocks. And that's the one time it's being done.
Yeah.
Right? Like the one time.
And who knows that somebody didn't just come and leave those rocks in there before the other rocks that are around.
This is a
one time they just dropped them there.
This is a abandoned rock quarry. So there's a bunch of shale rock that's like this big, just like cascading off the walls. It's like I could take 2 of those rocks, paint them, and throw them down.
Well, then you're vandalizing and stealing.
Oh my goodness.
Both. You get two offenses. Yeah, lipo fires. You could burn the whole place down, attracting these hoodlums with their lipo battery cars into the woods to burn down the forest.
Pikachu is saying, we're not talking about doing this on protected tundra or anything. No, this is like, there's literally an abandoned tractor at the base of this area that's got nothing but graffiti on it. Would it make people feel better if I picked up a piece of
bolts off of that are spray painted and move them?
It's a domino effect. That's the problem. It's not a domino
effect. This is turning into a conspiracy to vandalize the trail somewhere. Oh God.
No, so what it is turning into is I'm going to start selling billboard space, scale billboard space for everyone that wants to put a billboard on every trail, on every gate. So that's what it's gonna turn into.
The B. Kochner gate.
Yeah, exactly. Stop being a pansy gate. Yeah. Wear a wizard robe and fluorescent vest.
National Parks is now.
Then you can basically do whatever you want.
National Parks have now stated that leaving painted rocks is a toxic issue and it's no longer allowed. You had to Google it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Because people were leaving them, right, for people to find.
Oh my gosh. I could get, yeah. As of November 21. This isn't a national park. This
Is
is
it a
not a
state
national park.
Is hiding
No,
painted rocks illegal?
this is just a public park. This isn't a national park. It's a
Painted
city
rocks are now considered graffiti and are illegal to leave in the park. U.S. National Parks ask visitors to stop hiding toxic rocks.
The feds are coming after me. Oh my goodness. Oh man.
That's
What
such
if-
a cool owl-looking rock, though.
What if I just identify as a rock and then I'm having
It's
rock
only
babies?
2 U.S. It's Carlsbad Caverns National Park
Thanks a lot.
and Hot Springs National Park.
Thanks a lot, Snowflakes. I'm gonna that's okay. So I talked to you offline. I'm gonna design a line of Christmas RC shirts. And someone here said, thanks a lot, Snowflakes. So I'm literally gonna put a rock inside of a snow globe and it's gonna say, I'm surrounded by snowflakes. And everyone who knows. That's what it's gonna be.
So 2 people will buy this shirt.
They'll be my homies though, for life. I came back and you guys are talking about vandalized rocks. Now California is protecting rocks, but I can walk out of California with a TV and not get taken down if I just like steal a TV out. But that's cool. Rocks, no good. Smash some batteries for some berries for gates. There you go. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is too much.
Oh, painted rock trend could get national park visitors fines and jail time.
Oh,
wow. 2017 was some mean times back then.
Stop talking about it. So when you get busted, it won't be premeditated. Officer, I know what I was doing.
I'm not leaving rocks anywhere. And for the record, I'm against everything that Pablo is talking about right now. And whatever he does is on his own discretion, albeit bad, because Pablo can't think for himself. And the rest of the chat is helping him be a man like the rest of us.
Oh, my
I hold
goodness.
no responsibility.
Oh, my goodness. You guys are all terrible. Jailmate, what you in for, Pablo? I painted a rock. I'll get a tattoo, and it's not going to be an eye drop. It's not going to be a tear. It's going to be a rock coming out of my
Lordy.
eye.
World's got bigger problems.
It
But
says,
rock painting.
I know, right? It says, yep,
worth
Rangers
going after right now.
and California recommend knocking over those rock stacks.
There are so many people, places here. Indiana National Park urges painted rocks to be taken. Floating. Oh my gosh, Carson City in Nevada. Holy cow! People. What that really says is a ton of people were leaving their dumb painted rocks everywhere. Like, yes, you graduated elementary school. Congratulations, you can paint a rock. Thanks for leaving it for the rest of the world to see what your skills of an artist.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna paint the rock, and I'm gonna put a sticker on it now that says it's my support rock, and I'm just gonna put it
support rock.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be like, he's my rock. I talk to him all the time when they come and get me, and I'll be like, yeah, and that's my rock. Yep.
You're trying to take it from me?
I know.
New poll should we take a collection to bail Pablo out?
Emotional pet rock. That's going to be the next t-shirt.
I had a video saying they're taking crawlers away from people for driving in parks. Yeah.
Breaking news. California cares more about rocks than the homeless. In Washington, I think you'd be better off just using crack. I know, right? I think it's decriminalized. Yeah. All that stuff. I'd be like, okay. all for social media.
Is it a state park?
No.
What is it? Just national land?
I don't know. Here, let me look it up. I'm not going to say it because I don't want people to be like calling the cops on me. And all of a sudden I'll have all kinds of heat. It's a regional park. That's all it says. Good for kids. That's what it says. I know my ABCs. Yeah, right on the rocks. If found, please call this number to return to.
There's no RC usage in public law.
It's just called a regional park.
Huh. Should be based on their rule.
Mm-hmm. It's a county park. So if there's no rule against it in my county.
Right. Or at that park in particular.
Right. Watch. I'm going to show up tomorrow and there's going to be a sign on the trailhead sign that says, yeah, it's a county park. Harley says regional usually means state, sometimes county. It's county. I'm going to show up.
I know
there
national parks got into some big stuff with the drones and all of it.
And video, period. Taking video for social media. There was a big stink about that at the beginning of the year.
No remote control toys in the national park.
Yep, I've heard that actually.
That's kind of
Holmes actually. John Holmes was talking about that at some national park near him. They changed the rule, or maybe it was, I don't know if it was a national park, but it was a park where they changed the rule that said that they could confiscate your truck you're playing with and any trucks in your vehicle. All right. And I was like, the heck, they can't come into my car and try to take. He's like, so if you have 11 cars in your truck, they could take all your 12 of your cars. I'm like, yeah, come and take it. That's what I would say. They're my RC cars. Now the RFID. Yeah. Now they're going to want to put RFID on the surface rig soon too. Holmes Hobby said, yeah, that's the video I saw. Yep. I saw that recently too. I commented on it because he was talking about trail etiquette.
Now, what about driving on public streets?
Illegal. You can't have any vehicles on a street without being licensed. Click, clack.
So they could just come to YouTube and grab all of us driving on streets.
Yep. Pretty much. So I'm saying, is this rock thing a really that big of a deal?
Fun, man.
I know.
People such downers.
Totally. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make a video of it. I'm going to have a bandana over my face while I'm painting rocks. But I will bring a folded up piece of cardboard in my backpack so I can then, no, I'm just going to bring a garbage bag. Ooh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring a garbage bag and I'm going to put these rocks in the garbage bag and I'm going to spray the rocks. And then after I'm done spraying the rocks, I'm going to walk around and pick up garbage with the garbage bag. Yep.
And they're going to think you're littering at places. This guy brought in trash. This is the intent of distributing it.
He says this is weird for a CCXRC conspiracy video. Yep. Yeah, you are driving on an undisclosed road in Mexico.
Pablo, how's your son doing in his racing lately? I don't know. He's probably in prison for helping him with the rock scheme.
So we did the season ender. That's I need to do that video. Season ender was good. Long short of it was finished second in the championship race, second in points, and got Novice of the Year. Our first indoor race is at the end of this month. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to look like a weird paint huffer. I always look like a weird paint huffer. It's okay. I literally have 2 boxes of graffiti spray paint over here, just like sitting there. We're always spraying graffiti. Not that I'm spraying graffiti on public stuff, but we have 2 boxes of real graffiti paint right there.
That never gets used for graffiti.
We use it all the time. So that's what I did in the backyard. I bolted up plywood and we painted them, and then we go out there and paint graffiti in our backyard. And I'm sure someone's going to come after me and be like, all those VOCs in the air, going to jail. Would happen in California.
Yep.
Down in Washington. Painting tractors, Paul. We haven't done that yet, although I thought about it.
You can put your crawler course name on that tractor at the bottom of the trail.
Yeah. Taco Trail.
Yep.
Brought to you by the Taco Trail.
What do we have still on our show list? Do we get everything?
I don't know. What classes does he race? He races right now. He's racing novice 21.5 2-wheel drive buggy, turf, or we're doing carpet indoor, and he's going to be on two more of those races. And then we talked, and he's going to move up to just 21.5. Losi close shave, scale neon noodles, scale trail event shirts, Redcat Ascent, and RC Resurrection. We got it.
Got it. Nice.
Nailed it.
So,
yeah. So shirts, I have some ideas for some Christmas themed RC shirts that I want to get up in the next week or two. So that way, if people buy them, they'll be there in time for Christmas from Teespring. And just a quick note. I hope everyone knows that Teespring isn't like the pinnacle of shirt printing shirts. Like, no one's complained. Yeah, no one's complained to me about them, but they're not the greatest shirts. And I mean, your prices aren't high either. Like, we're not making a lot of money on these shirts. It's like $1, $2 on some of the shirts. Like, they're just not. Yeah, it's
the price you pay for them to have a printer set up that somebody manually loads one shirt at a time.
Yep.
And does it. It's just in order to get direct to customer thing, the pricing is increased. But it's good in that I don't have to go and buy guessing what sizes people are going to order. And order like, I'm going to guess, my viewers, we're going to have some XLs.
20 XLs, 15 3XLs. Yeah, no, but they look nice. Like they look nice when you get them. I've had some that have lasted a long time, and I've had some that haven't lasted a long time. So
yeah,
just kind of
and that's it. Depends on the person probably working it too, whether they flash dry it enough when they get it, because the ink's got to be dried properly in order to, really cure. But
right.
Anyway, I agree. Like, man, I've had one of my Smoking Motor shirts forever. Like, still looks good.
And sometimes they look good when they do wear. It's kind of like blue jeans.
Oh yeah, they look like a vintage shirt that you're trying to have the faded out. They actually fade out pretty cool.
Yep.
So,
thoughts on the new Techno short course chassis? I don't know anything about Techno. I know the ones I have seen close up are very good craftsmanship, but I don't know anything about it really to talk about it.
Hey, FureTech dropped a full system, that Venom system you can get with a Lizard Pro for $89.
What?
Yeah, 2S only. So,
what batteries do you run?
At it here, look at this.
What batteries do you run?
Ones from the SCX24. Look at not include. Okay, so it doesn't include this transmission, but you get the motor and the ESC for $89.
That's a pretty good deal.
Impressive.
Does that have now? If it would be over the moon, if that ESC had onboard Bluetooth, or do you have to get the dongle?
It does. It's FureTech Pro, Lizard Pro.
It does?
Onboard Bluetooth. It looks just like this when you get it in the mail.
Ooh. Very nice.
But it's one of their plastic case Lizard Pros,
Uh-huh.
which I'm on the fence about, guys. Like, I feel like they should leave the casework for the Ultimate, the metal one, for the price difference being so minimal and the BEC advantage in them being a greater thing. I feel like what's good about the Pro to me was that you could easily slide it into things because it didn't have a big case. It was just the little thin little thing with a little shrink wrap over it, and you could just tuck that thing in anywhere.
Mm.
It's not huge with the case, but it's definitely a little bit more to work with
Mm-hmm.
when you're trying to fit it into a build. But that's just my thought on it. But that price is killer.
Yeah, it is.
For a motor ESC combo. And they have it for the SX24. This one looks like it's a Traxxas plug on it, and the one I showed on here.
Mm.
But those are so again, hold on, let me just pull it up here. Companies that are watching, if there are any, this is the best design ever. If you don't use a Traxxas plug, I do not have to cut off and solder on a new one.
Oh, just pull it out?
I pull it out and I put in whatever other one for $5 or $8 or $10, which I would rather do because I'm gonna have to pay for the end plug and whatever anyway and solder it. And my time is worth just plugging that in. And
I wonder if they could do that with the
hey,
10 scale stuff because of the amperage that's going through it.
probably not. But
Would
for
be
this
nice.
size, they should be doing this. We should not have to solder on ends.
Yeah.
You want to sell one that has blank end? Don't bother. Just sell it and say you got to order. Choose which of these.
Yep. Drop
You
down
want
menu.
to come with it. Drop down what type of plug you use, and you just send that little extra piece.
Oh, that would be nice.
And I wish everybody would do that for these minis.
Yeah. Agreed. That is very nice.
So,
very nice. Are you ready to wrap? Or are you falling asleep?
I'm getting a little bit tired, but everybody's been in here doing so great.
I know.
That was just something I just saw on my desk. I had to say it. Now, does yours have a little plug-in, or is it has to be soldered?
I'm checking. Well, I'm pretty sure it has to be soldered. That was the thing I was surprised with. The battery leads are like
short,
and they're tiny. It's like, what would that be? 16 gauge, maybe 14 gauge.
Yeah,
wire. That's tiny for a battery. I guess it's not go fast, but
it's a small ESC.
Yeah,
but that's a short run.
Well, it's a small ESC, but it's a 4S ESC.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of power to put, a lot of amperage to go through those tiny little wires. I don't know.
I'd rather that just have like an XT60 on it, and then I can either just buy adapters and just get up and running right away.
Yeah.
Or cut it off and solder it. But
well,
it would have a plug on it.
For a 10 scale, though, this is a pretty inexpensive ESC. For a censored 10 scale, it's $89.
Oh wow, yeah, that's really cheap.
Or 84 or something like that. So
yep,
I will solder on my battery leads all day for that price. I mean, solder's no big deal for me. It's just like right here. So
nice.
It's not convenient, but you know what I mean. It's like
for
that price versus paying an extra $50 and then likely having to change the leads anyway. So there's that.
Very cool.
Yes. I like the fancy controller that gives feedback with things like motor RPM and on my controller.
Oh yeah, having all the telemetry
on the Furatech one, Avatar. Is that what he's talking about?
I don't know which one.
Yeah. That's the only stuff I run in my minis is the FureTech stuff.
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
Mighty
Now they're bundling
Shells.
them like this, makes it easier. Although you're gonna have to know what transmission plates or whatever or mounts you're gonna need in order to mount this up, which is why I only sell my motors already connected to a transmission. And you bolt the transmission in place because somebody gets this, and then it takes them another week or two to figure out what type of adapter they need to get it to their transmission.
Yeah.
And then, it's such a headache. And then what this doesn't have a pinion on it. What pinion do I need to run it? And all that stuff.
I was so elated and disappointed all in the same few hours. So I was talking to PNW RC Life at the Scale Trail event, and he's a hobby wing guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling him how the only reason why I don't run hobby wing axe systems and absolutely everything I got is because I really like the Holmes Hobby motors. And the axe system has that weird circle sensor port.
Yep. You can't use any other sensor.
Can't use any other sensor. And he goes, oh, but they make these adapters. And I was like, oh, like I was so happy. And I almost pulled the trigger on one. And then it turns out the adapter says not for use on axe, use for on any other hobby wing, but not for axe. And I was like, dang it.
So I'm actually looking now if this does come with a pinion on it.
Which beetle?
For an SCX24, it does come with a pinion.
Nice. Tanker T68 asked what the thoughts are on the beetle that Scale Builders Guild did. I'm not sure which beetle he's talking about. I know he's been working. I think the one hasn't he been working on one?
Yep.
I haven't watched the What's on the Bench in a while.
I haven't seen the final of it.
Yeah. Paul Fletcher says he just started on the Fusion SEs. Yeah, those seem nice too. I just don't like about the Fusion SEs how they don't have the higher KV. And I think even the Pro, I don't think the Pro came out with 3300. 3300 for me in a crawler is like perfect. Like that's where I like my for trailing. I love that. I have a, what do they call them? A 12 shooter or whatever it is. Holmes Hobbies motor and one of them. I think that's a 2200. And that's a cool one. But that's that's for my real creepy crawly stuff. That's in that little bug that I have. And that thing will that's a line killer for sure. Nice. It's so slow and controlled.
I wonder if that'll fit onto this micro Komodo transmission. That'd make that easy. I have this left over from a kid that broke it. And I just gave him a brand new one. Somehow he broke the pinion, which I just glued on and stuck it into here. Just gonna reuse it for myself. Just hey, other thing is the FX118 I got metal steering links for. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, that's cool.
And a whole bearing kit.
Nice.
For it. I'm not excited about that.
How about doing the bearings?
That requires tearing it all down, putting bearings in.
Yes.
So.
Take it easy, XJ.
Yeah, it's getting that time, isn't it? It's getting late.
Yep. It's